Welcome to my channel, Ken here. Today let's take a look at the AEA TRP 500 mic pre as well as the N22. Let's go! Here's the N22 on a guitar cabinet. Let's test that high-pass filter with the N8. So here we have a passive microphone by Cloud, no cloud boost on this, and it's straight into the mic pre. Let's see how this sounds. I'm going to cut it at 115. I also tried a couple of condensers on this. Let's see how that sounds. TRP 500 was developed specifically with ribbons in mind, although this lavalier mic is being plugged into the TRP 500. So I think it works really well in condensers as well. When you have no phantom on it, it's 100 kilo ohms impedance. When you do have phantom on it, it drops to 11.9 kilo ohms, so at almost a tenth. So it's ideally suited for ribbon mics in particular. Now I tried 2 active ribbons and 2 passive ribbons, and they are N22 and the N8 by AEA. They are both active, and I tried the Cloud Midnight as well as a 121 by Royer that are passive. And the gain involved here is a whopping 85 dBs. So you have 65 dBs on the actual input gain, and on the output trim you have an additional 20 dBs of gain. So that becomes 85 dBs. So inefficient ribbons are certainly in the scope of this. Also, I think this unit is extremely quiet. It has very, very little self-noise, and that's much appreciated. I also think that with ribbons in particular, there is a transparency there that's extremely attractive. Now, on condensers in general, I think it works very well, but I wouldn't call it a color mic pre at all. It's very transparent, very clean. The TRP 500 has several settings for a high-pass filter or low roll-off. It's at -6 dB per octave, so it's pretty gentle. The first one is at 115 hertz in order to cut low-end rumble and stomping and footsteps and all that kind of stuff. The second one is 250, which is very high, but that's because it enables you to control the proximity effect that's inherent in ribbon mics. Of course, you can turn it off and then you have no filter. And the second thing I want to point out is the one I tested out here was a 500 rack, and it really doesn't get hot or uncomfortable or anything like that. It's pretty stable. And briefly tried a dynamic mic on it, and I'm not so sure the impedance is that suited for dynamic mics. This is really made for ribbons, although it sounds great on condensers as well. I highly recommend this mic pre, especially if you use ribbons, because there is a transparency there that you can't get around, and it's apparent on all the ribbons I tried. It just sounds natural and just unveiled is the word I would use. There's just no blanket on the sound, and it's open. And even though ribbons have an inherent issue with rolling up in the very top end, I think that it sounds really open in the upper mid-range and even into the treble. So I think if you have ribbons, this is definitely the mic pre to get that I've heard so far. It is not a color pre, so you don't get that saturation or compression or any kind of coloration from this thing. And if that's what you need, this is probably not the unit that I would use, but for ribbons, it's fantastic. Highly recommended. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment below. And until next time, take care.